Hi children, welcome back. In before module what we discussed? We discussed about the agriculture development. To increase the production in the agriculture, to meet the growth of the population needs, we increase the production. We did not depend on the other countries for the import. We only now in the position to export our grains, surplus grains we are exporting. Now India is in first position. We are great. Our farmers, they are in the first position in the production of milk, sugarcane and vegetables. We are exporting to other countries also. Next we are in the second position in rice and tea. And we are in the fourth position in the wheat production. This all ranks because of the green revolution in the agriculture. And the government also introduced so many policies to increase the agriculture production. In the first 5-year plan already we saw how it is supporting. And afterwards so many prime ministers, they are introducing so many policies to develop our Indian agriculture. Why it is important to introduce so many policies in agriculture? Because here nearly 60 to 70% of the people, they still depend on the primary sector, that is agriculture. It is the government responsibility to provide the good facilities, policies to uplift the farmer. Now we'll discuss in this module 5. What the government policies are there to help the farmers. And we compare the developed countries agriculture and developing countries like in India, how the agriculture is going on in detail. We'll see in this module. In module 5, we'll see traditional and modern agriculture. Traditional agriculture, see here in India, still we are using the manpower, plowing the soil. See here. So this is the traditional method. Modern agriculture, where in developed countries they are using with the machines. We'll discuss in detail. Now see here, agriculture practices in India, agriculture practices in USA. This is the developing country. This is a developed country example. In India, size of the land is very small, only 1.5 hectare. Why only our India farm size is small? Because from generation to generation it is fragmented, divided. You take the example of one family. If the family have 4 sons, he has the 4 hectare of the land. Then after his death, the sons will divide the property among themselves. Now each son got the 1 hectare of the land. Again after this son, his son will come, grandson. So suppose this father has 2 sons, again among themselves they have to divide the land. Like this in India, from generation to generation, the land is divided among the family members. That's why we have the small size of the land. Whereas in developed countries like USA, see the land size, how much is there? Nearly each farmer have 250 to 500 hectares each farmer. This is the size of the land. Next one, see, in our small size of the land, Indian farmer, he is using the intensively cultivation, means subsistence farming. Whereas in developed countries, they are using the commercial farming. Extensive type of farming is practiced where the yield means production per acre is low, but the yield for worker is high. Here all are doing with the machines. Less workers are working, they are getting more output. In our India, our family members help in various agriculture activities. You know, agriculture activities, plowing the land, sowing the seed. Next one, apply the fertilizers, pesticides, weeding. Next one, harvesting. This all processes done by the family members. For this production only for his usage, self usage, hardly there is no surplus, excess production is not there. But whereas in developed countries, most of the work is done by machines. Manual labor is less. Here they not have the manpower, everything is done by machines, and that is costly. The machines they are using are costly machines. Next one, see here, we are using the traditional methods of farming. Use of machines is limited. Our farmer is not using any type of machine like tractors. Now they are using, but earlier, now with the government support, they are taking the loan, somewhat they are using. But most of the farmers, they are not using the machines. They still depend on the traditional farming only. But here, they will use the high technology of the machines, and they will use the latest irrigation facilities like construction of dams and bore wells with high power speed of the motors. Like that, latest technology they will use. Now, green revolution in India, already in before module we discussed about the green revolution introduced by Swaminathan in 1960. So somewhat it helped to the farmer with the HIV seeds, and the agriculture production has increased. Here in developed countries, not only agriculture, for other income, they are rearing the animals also. That is called the dairy farm. Mixed farming is common in developed countries. In our India, only the farmers, they will do the agriculture. The rearing animals, rarely we can see. But in developed countries, they will both at a time they will do. Agriculture plus rearing the animals, that is called the mixed farming. Fodder crops are grown to feed their animals. Already we discussed about the maize, that is the food as well as the fodder crop, and the European countries and USA are first place in the production of maize. Next one here, farmers keep domestic animals like buffalo, hen for milk and eggs, only for our domestic purpose only. They will not sell in the market. Whereas here in developed countries, they have dairy farm in a huge. They will export the dairy products also, not only domestic consumption. Next one, in India, farmers do not have transport or storage facility, sell their production in the local market at low price. If they have the transport facility, they can take to the far place where the price is more, like town or cities. Lack of the transport, in his local market only, the price is less, for that price only he is selling. And lack of the storage facility, when the price is less, he is pushing to sell. Lack of the storage. If he have the storage facility, he can store the grain. When the price is high in the market, then he can sell. Lack of the storage, then the market is not depending. With the low price only he is selling the crop. But in developed countries, they have the storage facility. They will store the grains. Whenever the prices are more in the market, that time only they will sell in the market. Then they will get more profit. Next one, see, in the developed countries, they have highly scientific methods of agriculture. They will take the test the soil frequently. Soil is tested frequently for its fertility and best suitable for the crop to be grown. Frequently in the lab, they will take the soil sample and they will test it. How much fertility is there? Based on that fertility, what crop will grow, how much production they will get. Frequently, year after year, every time they will test the soil. Then they will get the more production. This is a comparison between the developing countries like India and already developed countries like USA, the agriculture, how they are doing. Now see, in India, the government introduced so many agriculture policies. What these agriculture policies? Agriculture policy describes a set of laws relating to domestic agriculture for our Indian agriculture and imports of foreign agriculture products. Some products still we are importing from other countries. So here they will relax the rules and regulation on the importing. They will not put the tax on the importing agriculture goods. We are importing so many products. So for the agriculture products, they will not take foreign tax. Next one, what is the need of such policies? Why these policies are important? They implement these policies with the goal of achieving a specific outcome in the domestic agriculture product markets. So the government goal is the Indian farmer. He has to get more production. Automatically the production reach to the markets. Next, what is the result of these policies? 1960-70, widespread adoption of HYV seeds, high yielding rice and wheat. We got more production in the rice and wheat. That's why we are in the wheat 4th position is there. In the rice we are in the 2nd position. After China, India is the leading producer in rice because of the HYV seeds and green revolution technology. Technology in the irrigation. Next one, irrigated areas expanded. Use of the fertilizers, pesticides also increase. So in 1980, the production grains from the green revolution technologies, it is increased. Because of the green revolution, the production was increased. These are the achievements of the agriculture policies. Now we'll see the what are there that policies introduced by the different ministers, prime ministers. See here, this is E-NAM. This is one policy helping the farmers get the right price. Already we discussed in the Indian farmer, lack of the storage, he is not getting the good price for his product. Then how to know in which market the price is more? Through the E-NAM market. Here in this trading platform, nearly 585 markets to get the best price for the farmers. They can check which market they have the more price, they can take to there. More than 1.47 crore farmers and sellers are registered. And 2.3 crore tons of the farm commodities worth rupees 61,098 crore transacted on E-NAM. So this is help to the farmers. They can know in which market the price is more, and who are there, the sellers, traders. They come to know the dealers also. Government schemes for the farmers. See here, government schemes, what are there? Here they are saying 58% of the population, nearly 60% of the population, they are depend on the agriculture. Is the primary source of the livelihood for the Indian population. See here, number of farmers in India decreased. This is earlier, these many are dependent. When the industry sector, service sector developed, they migrated to the other sectors. Now here say this on an average over 12,000 farmers commit suicide every year. Nearly 12,000 in India farmers are committing suicide. The percentage is more in Maharashtra. Maharashtra is one of those states which recorded the highest number of the farmer suicide. And here in this farmer suicide also, male 89% and female also 11%. Why it is happening in India, the farmer suicide? So the farmer, he is investing his money in the month of June. During harvest time, it may be the crop fail due to the heavy floods or lack of the rain. He is not getting the crop at the end of the year. Then what he invested money, now it was lost. He is not getting back. If he get the grain, he can sell in the market, then he is benefited. So if it is happened continuously 2-3 years, then what is the position? He took loan from the bank, otherwise he took a loan from the money lender, outside persons. Mostly the outside persons, they will pressurize to repay the loan. So the farmer is become tense, and other alternative is not there to repay the loan. Automatically they are committing the suicide. This is one major problem in India. For this, all they are searching the new ideas what to do for our Indian farmer. The government time to time they are researching, and some policies they are introducing. See here, some policies are there. Pradhana Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Next one, Pradhana Mantri Kisan. Next one, National Food Security Mission. Next one, Soil Health Card. Next one is Electronic National Agriculture Market. This is E-NAM. Already we discussed about the E-NAM. Next we will see Soil Health Card, Pradhana Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, Pradhana Mantri Kisan. We'll see. You collect information on this. National Food Security Mission. In this you collect the information. That is your task of the day. These 4 I will explain now. Already we saw this E-NAM. Next 3 we'll see. Next one, see here, Pradhana Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi, PM Kisan. So here what they are doing? They are giving the amount to the farmer. How much amount they are giving? Directly transfer into the bank accounts of 3 equal installments. First installment already it was started in 31st March 2019 to be paid this year itself. So in each total amount they are paying 6,000. Direct income support 6,000 per annum for farmers effective. It came on December 1st. In the 31st March they credited into the directly farmer account. So here 6,000 in 3 installment. First installment 2,000, second installment 2,000, third installment 2,000. Like that 6,000. How many farmers are benefiting? nearly 12 crore small marginal farmers having cultivable land up to 2 hectares who has the small land for to buy the seeds. For 6,000 he can buy the seeds only, and a small any labor he want to pay the money that they can do here under this Pradhan Mantri Kisan. Next one say soil health card. It is given to the farmer. Soil health card is given to the farmer. What is the benefits of this soil health card? Already in comparing Indian and USA farmer, we discussed there the USA farmer he is going for the soil testing in the lab. It is costly. That's why our Indian farmers are not going the soil testing. For that, government introduced this policy, soil health card. Under this, what he has to do, the farmer? So the farmer, a well-maintained, monitored report of the soil chosen for the cultivation. So what soil, for which crop it is suitable, the government will say to the farmer, selection of the soil. Next one, expert guidance in the improving the quality of the soil. If the soil is cultivating continuously, it loses the fertility. Then to improve the quality of the soil, what they have to do, they will give the guidance by the expert person. In Hyderabad, ICRISAT is there. That is the research center for agriculture. In that ICRISAT, they will take the soils, different soils. They sow the seeds. Which soil is giving more production, then they will inform to the farmer through the experts. Next one, to help the farmers evaluate different soil management practices. So they will say the different soils, how they are useful for which crop. Helps in finding out methods to improve the soil fertility. Which fertilizers they have to give. Crop wise idea on nutrients and fertilizers required in different soils. So some crops they require more fertility in the soil, and you take the millets. Millets not required fertility of the soil. Even in low fertility also they will grow. So for which crop, which soil fertility is required to increases the crop yield. Finally they will select the soil. The soil, how to increase the fertility, they will give the guidance. Then finally the crop is increased, the production will increase. This is called the soil health card. Next one, say here, task of the day. You have to prepare a chart. Already we discussed the lifestyles of farmers in the developed countries like USA and developing countries like India. We discussed no comparison. Indian farmer have the small size of the land. USA farmer have the big size of the land. And USA farmer using the missions. Indian farmer traditional methods he is following. USA farmer he is doing the mixed farming, agriculture plus rearing the animals. So like this you can collect the pictures from the magazines, from the newspapers, and from the internet. You have to prepare a chart. What I shown in the table, the differences, you collect more differences. Suppose India is there. In India, which crops they are growing? USA you take. In USA, large farms, what they are growing. Suppose you can take developed countries, not only USA, European also, so many developed countries are there. France is there, Germany is there. Because of the cold climate in the Europe, they are producing more fruits. Which fruits they are producing? Collect the data and prepare in a chart form, that all you can show. This is the task of the day. Thank you, children.